Let's talk about ideas and brains that are wasting. Remember, we said in soul captivity or in soul capture, ideas, imaginations, and ideologies. Thinking, transformation, any transformation that will happen, any transformation that will happen to this physical earth, even to your body yourself, comes from the mind. And the mind is seated in the soul. So let's look at that critically from the angle of employment, development, and graduates in this country. Ideally, in a country that should be operating properly, a system that must be lauded as operating properly and pro development, pro advancement. You shouldn't be talking of practical experience when people are looking for an opportunity to serve either in government or in a company or a contract. Or do you know why? The reason why no company, no government agency, no employer should be asking for experience, especially for those who went through the walls of a school, university, and polytechnics, and no matter whichever, people who have passed through NYC. I don't think it's right to be asking them for experience. How many years experience? I'm saying this because this particular policy in the area of employment is what is keeping our youth unemployed. Every company would lay down policies that will ensure that, look, before you employ somebody, you must have 12 years experience, you must have had 5 years experience, you must have had at least 7 years experience in the field. Have you done it before? Have you? It's the monster. That policy is a monster that is keeping our people unemployed. What experience am I supposed to get that the university shouldn't have given me or wouldn't have given me? The reason why you go to the university is because you are coming out as an embodiment of mastery or whatever you study. You master you're supposed to be a master of what you went to study. You're supposed to be someone who has gone through the practicals. You have done projects. You have written assignments. You have run projects in the universities, whether it's business administration, whether it's mass communication. You have mass communication students in the university. They have a radio station in the university, and he comes out, he wants to join your organization, and you are saying by company policy, you need to have at least 5 years experience. Okay, fine. Our universities are 5 years. And these students studied mass comm and they were using the radio stations in the university, and you still want 5 years experience from them. And after that, maybe they even went for NYC and served maybe in another radio station. You're still asking them for not less than 5 years experience before you can employ them. Somebody comes out of the university with a brilliant idea and he wants to be self-reliant. And he goes to the bank. He wants a loan. Well, okay, show us your idea and how you intend to implement it. He lays it out. And you refuse to give him the money because you ask him, have you done that before? And if he says, no, I'm just graduating out of the university, they are not going to give him the loan. Policy, democratic policies, keeping Africans under, sending ideas, vibrant, electrifying ideas that could transform our continent, but sending them to the grave, sending them into Yahoo because they have no option again, sending them into banditry, sending them into terrorism because it is the only way they can get quick money. Democratic policies that are killing our youth and keeping only the rich rich. And so because one guy who is an ally of a governor or a commissioner and they have run contracts together, that one is the one who is qualified because in the whole last tenure, he was getting the contract. So he's more qualified. Whoever has never had an opportunity is never qualified. Now, that is the destruction we're doing to ourselves. And it's going to tell on our children. They will hate each other. They will not only hate our leaders, they will hate each other. And so I think it's high time that we as Africans begin to review all of these approaches. If you're going to come with a pattern, an approach that would address this thing so that these people who deserve to work, people who they know it, they study it, they are supposed to have mastery of what they have. If you get a fake one, remove them. But those who went through the walls of a university, of any training, formal training at all, and they have done the practicals, they have done everything, you're telling him he must have 10 years experience, 7 years experience. No. I think I think we can do better than that. We can become a great people by creating opportunities for our people. Stop bringing young people from the West to come and be lording over it. You bring in whites. They probably have never handled a project in the West. But you bring them in and refuse your own. And anytime you bring in your own, you know why they're ready to give you kickbacks? Because it's not their bloody country, they don't care. They would have gotten what they have gotten, they'll go back to their country. You, you, our contract awardees, those who award our contracts, they don't care, they just want kickbacks. In that era was there. For every contract, there is a percentage that is kicked back to all those guys. Because I was watching the TV one time, they say corruption is in the civil service. The dreaded, the one we should dread more is the one happening in the civil service. Those who handle the approvals of contracts and initiatives of development, it all boils down to the civil service. That old man was saying it is even the civil service that showed the politicians how to steal it. Civil service is a product of democracy. That is the Nigeria we are talking about. But the true country that we are fighting, whose soul we are fighting for, is yet to rise. Until we dismiss Nigeria and let it go. It's a child of the West. Thank you. And I hope my contributions are making sense. And for those who will be offended, it's not my intention to offend. It's the anguish that we all feel now, that is informing our 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 our, um, our temperaments and how we talk about things. So uh, be patient with us, please. But if we cannot be in the position to change things, we should be able to see the way we think they should be. And if you care to know, maybe deep thinking cannot get you to reason with what we are saying. All we want is a better Africa. And all we want is freedom. All we want is to chart our course and destiny. We don't want a master from nowhere to come and tell us how to do it because this is how the international. Why should I manufacture my car here in this country and you tell me it's not because it's not internationally approved, international standards? Then I can't export it. Fine, leave us. We have the population. We'll buy it ourselves. Leave us alone.